sucks. You carry all of us with you.
Dad, I can't kill dragons.
There was a lot of pressure, at least for me, because these characters mean so much to me, and I wanted to, do the best I can to, bring them to life. But I'm so glad that, that we had each other, and the whole cast and crew is so incredible that, we could, kind of, go through it together, not alone.
Yeah, I truly couldn't have done it, full testament to you, but I could not have done it without Mason. I mean, I think even from our kind of casting being announced, I remember having a feeling of like, oh my God, this is way... I didn't quite realise how big of a thing this would be, or how big of a thing this would at least feel to us. But having you there just the entire time was really, really important. And so I think that having like a good support system was very, yeah.
Yeah, no problem.
No big deal.
I think that in terms of something that feels so beloved and for all the right reasons, there's so much. One, the fantasy element, going into the Viking world, this boy's relationship with this dragon, that as you've said before, that kind of wish fulfillment of having a creature as a friend. I think there's so much story, and the relationships are fantastic. It's quite challenging at times. It's just this series of stories have stayed with me, and obviously with the fans too. So to make these movies and to see this man at the helm and to see the world respond in the way they did, it was very sad when we finished. So to get a chance to not just revisit it, but reimagine it and reinvent it, has I was in.
I think we had to look through it with a filter of reality, and how do we bring this world and make it feel grounded, but still whimsical, still full of wonder and discovery, but it's a real place. And the dragons feel real, like they're referencing real animals of our world. So we wanted to be able to make it as convincing as any dinosaur in Jurassic Park. And then all of the characters, a lot of them were very larger than life and broad in the animated film, but how do we bring it into reality so that the acting performances don't feel like cartoonish, they really feel authentic and truthful. We had to make room for all of that. Yeah. So it gave us a chance to expand the mythology and to deepen the characters and the relationships.
I have to kill you. I will, because I'm a Viking. Hear that? I'm a Viking!
I feel like if you love the original, you'll love this, because this was made, of course Dean came back and did this, but it's made with so much love and passion by, the whole crew and cast, and we all care about this world so much, so, yeah.
I think it has the same kind of heart, like beating heart at the center of it that the original does, and it truly is just made by fans of the animated movies. And I also think that for people that haven't seen it, it's such a cool introduction to that world. I think it's a world that so many of us are completely in love with, and I think that, if this can be your first time stepping into it, how exciting. So I hope people, first-timers or people that love the animated ones or whatever can go and see it and all kind of rejoice in how much we love this franchise and this universe.
I think our film very much speaks to the power of empathy, because this is a world of tradition, and it's us against them, and Hiccup is defying hundreds of years. He's defying the creed that his father lives by. So there's strength in that ability to withstand that criticism and that ridicule, and to stand there and believe in the power of empathy, that maybe the world can change if you just stand your ground.
And then as an audience, so that's the theme of the message, but I feel personally, and also from what I've experienced, as an audience member, when you do watch a movie like that or like this, and you are affected in that way, I mean, that can be, again, we were just talking before you came in about Star Wars and how that affected both of our lives. And it wasn't just that you went in and you said, I had a great time watching that. You left there going, I want to be that guy. I want to be a hero. I want to be courageous. I want to have all those things. Or I want to be more empathetic. And I feel like that's what's wonderful about this movie. There's so many positive themes that you go in there. It's incredibly entertaining and jaw-dropping, but you do leave going, okay, I think I've learned little secrets, or I feel uplifted and inspired to go out there and be a better person, be more compassionate, be more empathetic, be more courageous. I could go on. I'll just be more, to be more.
Movies, in a way, feel kind of like a universal code, because everyone can watch them, and you can watch them in your first language, or you can watch them in the original language, you know, whatever. But so I think the fact that you can kind of, it can be in a world that I think at times can feel really isolating, it very much, movies and art in general can really bring a sense of community and a common ground. And I think that what's really lovely about this one is, like you said, it does have such a intense theme of empathy and care for one another at its core. And I do think that, you know, Mason and Toothless managed to portray that in such a brilliant way. And I mean, I say it to him all the time, but I do think it's incredibly, incredibly lucky for a whole new generation of kids to get to have him as their role model, as their hiccup, because I think that you carry that narrative through really beautifully.
I don't know how I'm going to follow that whatsoever, but, you know, I'm so excited for a new generation, like she was saying, to see this and experience it like I did as a kid, and, you know, to have her as Astrid for so many young girls, it's really special, and you know, she's fantastic, so I can't wait for them to see it.
I paid him to say that.
A lot of money.
So much money.
In case you forgot, our parents' war is about to become ours. Figure out which side you're on.
We just read through. Can you tell me a little bit what are you feeling about Brazil? What do you like so far?
Brazil.
We love Brazil.
I love Brazil so
love
much.
Brazil.
Oh my God.
We already were speaking about, like, when can we come back? When can we come on, like, a holiday? It's a very, very beautiful.
It's beautiful. I love the people as well. The people are just so passionate.
loving.
Yeah.
Everyone's so like everyone welcomes you in with open arms.
No,
it's
truly,
really
it's amazing. So I'm having a fantastic time.
Yeah, I'm gonna be so sad to leave.
I love the energy of Brazil and the people here. You know when you're in Brazil. You're like, I feel like you wouldn't even have to open your eyes. You could just feel there's a tangible energy of the people. I've been here many times on holiday. I've made movies here. I've done press here. So I always know when I've landed, and that could be Rio, or even though they're very different, but you know when you're in Brazil. It's a good buzz.
I think the people are very passionate. Yeah, they're passionate about everything, like music, food, dance, and fandom as well. Like we went to CCXP for the first time I came here, and like, oh, the energy and the love for movies was crazy. So I think it's a wonderful thing to be part of a culture that celebrates so much about life.
Watch out! Pick up!